Okay, so for tonight's practice, we're going to focus on our shoulders, chest, neck. Heard from a lot of people that they're getting some tension in the neck, especially. I may be sleeping wrong, and so they're having some stiff neck issues. So we're going to kind of sit with those this evening. So we'll begin by connecting with our breath, just seated for a few moments before coming into our first kind of relaxing surrender. So with your shoulders stacked over the hips, the hands can rest in the lap. Maybe you place your hands in front with the dominant hand on top. The elbows be loose. Release any effort in the face. And I often sit in Sukhasana or Siddhasana, but if you prefer to come to your rock pose, you can just sit like this with a blanket between the legs if you need to. Rest the hands in the lap. Whatever is supportive for you, and just grounding into our space tonight. Finding some peace and calm. Maybe sigh. And bring our awareness to our breath. Maybe noticing the chest expand on the inhale and fall back on the exhale. And bring your awareness to the base of the spine. And perhaps feel the breath on the inhale go up the spine and down the spine on the exhale. Going from the low belly all the way to the tip top of the chest. And then imagine the low belly, the base, there's an elevator, and as we breathe, the elevator just slowly ascends. And exhale, it descends down. Inhale, rising. And exhale, descending. And then this time on the inhale, as it gets to the top, notice the pause before it starts to descend. And then when it gets to the bottom, notice the pause before it begins to ascend. Just noticing the pause at the bottom and at the top. Maybe as it rises, we notice the front of the chest, the back of the body, and the side body expand. And then it falls in as the breath descends. Breathe in. Notice that brief pause. Breathe out. Now keeping our awareness on our breath, let's arrange 2 blocks on the medium height, kind of one in front of the other. And if you don't have blocks, roll up some blankets. So maybe they're about that height of a block. So find what you have. You can find some pillows for the top block and a blanket for the second block. We're going to surrender into our long bench. So arranging the first one, or the second one, however you look at it, just right underneath that sternum. And relax back onto the other block so it's resting under the head. So our lungs are lifted, our chest is lifted. And the legs can be, feet can be wide. And maybe they're out long. Maybe they're in butterfly. So find where the legs feel most comfortable. Now, if the blocks don't feel good, bring that blanket underneath the chest. And then a pillow underneath the head. So you can try that at that other block where it doesn't feel good. Make any adjustments to get it so it's not painful. Maybe it feels awkward, but that's different than pain. So find what works, whether block or pillow. Find that sweet spot. The chest lifts, gazes towards the sky, and soften the face. Maybe close the eyes. Let the legs relax wherever they are. And feel the breath in the body. Breathing in and out. Awareness on our breathing. With extra awareness on that pause at the top and the bottom. If it begins to feel uncomfortable, just check in and see if it's pain or discomfort. If it's pain, that's always your ticket out of the shape, and you can roll over, make adjustments. If it feels awkward or uncomfortable, just sit with that and notice kind of how the rest of your body or your thoughts respond. Now 3 more in breaths and 3 more out breaths. In and out. The bottom of that third breath, gently bringing the knees to one side, kind of rolling the head over, rolling onto the arm, lifting up and up. Now move those blocks out of the way. Come right onto the side and onto the back. And feel the back flat on the floor. And feel that breath. You can send the legs long. And we'll rebound and allow that chi to flow. And allowing any resistance to leave the body. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. And now we'll transition to our first little shoulder opener. So rolling over onto the right side. Press up with the left hand. We're going to bring our right arm underneath us, but also just roll onto the stomach. That might be easier. Roll onto the stomach. Bring the right arm out like a T, and then press up. Roll over onto the right side. Those legs can be bent. That's comfortable. The right or left arm can be out. But we're rolling onto that shoulder just a little bit onto the side. Maybe the left arm comes up and just rests behind us. I like to have a block for my head or a blanket. Just allow that shoulder with patience and time to just unravel any tension. Some people's hands interlace behind the back and they pull that arm up, or that shoulder up, the arms up. So you're welcome to try that. Again, not forcing anything. We soften the gaze, close the eyes. Breathing in and out. Noticing where our thoughts might go. If they go to the area that might be feeling this, or does our mind tend to wander to escape the sensation or escape the experience? And there's no judgment either way, but we're just noticing the tendencies of the mind. And stay here. Perhaps bringing the awareness to the breath, the rise and the fall. The pause at the top when the elevator gets to the top. Pause at the bottom as it reaches the bottom. Back up. Just a few more breaths here. Breathing all the way in. Pause and exhale out. Pause. Inhale in. Pause. Exhale out. Pause. Last breath in. And out. And releasing the clasp on the hands if they were clasped. Bringing the left arm up and over to the ground. Lifting the head. You can roll onto the stomach, moving that block out of the way. Letting the body come flat. Noticing the right shoulder. Those little sparks of energy, maybe in the hands, the arms, the shoulders. Another breath in. Exhale, sigh. Now from here, lift the head. Maybe bring that right arm underneath the chest as we bring the left arm out to the side like a T. Then rolling over onto that left side. Any position with those legs to keep us steady. A blanket, block, pillow for the head. The right arm can come back. And maybe it just sits behind us. You can maybe bring those hands together. And pull the hands up and back. Or maybe the hand just rests on your side. So whatever works for you. Allowing this shape to be your teacher. What are we learning about ourselves in this shape? What are we learning about the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, the wise body, and the bliss body? Remembering that we're not committed to any shape, so we can bring that arm up if we need to at any time. We can clasp the hands together at any time. Bringing the awareness to the breath. And if I were to tell you that we're about halfway done, notice the reaction in the mind or the body. Breathing in and out. Your next breath in, feel the breath all the way up the spine, top of the lungs. Notice the pause, and then exhale, let it go. Notice the pause. Inhale, the breath ascends. Exhale, descends. Inhale. And exhale all the way to the bottom. Notice the pause. Release the clasped hands if they were clasped. Bring the arm to the hip, round over. And you can press up and come onto your stomach. Maybe you want to come onto your back. But finding a neutral spine. Letting that chi flow through the body. That chi in Chinese medicine is similar to prana, but it's been described as a little thicker, just a little bit more essence, you could say. Feel that energy flowing through the body, nourishing every cell. And then we'll exhale, bring our hands at our side. Let's press up. And bring our legs out in front. As we prepare for caterpillar, we'll be moving some flesh out of the way. Bringing a blanket underneath the knees. And that's optional, completely optional. And then we'll extend through the spine. And just begin to slide the hands down the legs or on the side. And maybe rounding the spine with that forehead towards the knees, noticing each little vertebrae articulating on the back, on that spine. And surrendering. The head is heavy. Maybe you interlace your hands and bring the hands behind the head. You don't have to leave them there the whole time, but you can just bring them there to start, to kind of encourage the head. So then rest here. Feeling that spine maybe lengthen. In our Yin Yoga, remember, is this surrender that lasts a little longer than our Yang practice. So just offer a letting go. Soften the face. Soften your heart. She Let Go by Safire Rose. She let go Without a thought or a word, she let go. She let go of the fear. She let go of the judgments. She let go of the confluence of opinions swarming around her head. She let go of the committee of indecision within her. She let go of all the right reasons, wholly and completely, without hesitation or worry. She just let go. She didn't ask anyone for their advice. She didn't read a book on how to let go. She didn't research the scriptures. She just let go. She let go of all the memories that held her back. She let go of all the anxiety that kept her from moving forward. She let go of the planning and all of the calculations about how to do it just right. She didn't promise to let go. She didn't journal about it. She didn't write the projected date in her day timer. She made no public announcement and put no ad in the paper. She didn't check the weather report or read her daily horoscope. She just let go. She didn't analyze whether she should let go. She didn't call her friends to discuss the matter. She didn't do a 5-step treatment. She didn't call the prayer line. She didn't utter one word. She just let go. There was no one around when it happened. There was no applause or congratulations. No one thanked her or praised her. No one noticed a thing. Like a leaf falling from a tree, she just let go. There was no effort. There was no struggle. It wasn't good and it wasn't bad. It was what it was, and it is just that. And in the space of letting go, she let it all be. A small smile came over her face. A light breeze blew through her. And the sun and the moon shone forevermore. Let's breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in and out. One more breath in. Exhale. Let it go. And when you're ready, roll over to your side. Come onto your back. And just let that all sink in. The chi, the words, this practice of letting go. Offer a deep breath in and out. Let's hug our knees into our chest for just a moment. rocking side to side. Maybe bring our nose towards our knees towards our shoulders. With that spinal articulation, start to roll back onto the floor. You're noticing the vertebrae one at a time. If it's a clump, that's okay. Just moving with ease. Now let's send the legs long and come right back onto our stomach. Coming into our sleeping owl. So let's bring the right forearm underneath the chest. The left arm is going to come forward. Now flip the right arm up, or the right palm up. So the palms are up, palm is up, slide it across. So now the shoulder can come to the ground. And maybe your heart's lifted a little bit, but bring that arm forward. And then bring the forehead maybe to the floor, to a pillow, or to a block. So now this is the back of the shoulder. Have that front of the shoulder open. With our starfish, now this sleeping owl, we have the front of the shoulder. Just letting go. Sometimes we get a tingle because it's falling asleep. And that's okay. If it's not painful, if you don't feel like you're really cutting off a nerve big time, you can always lift up a little bit if you want to and come back down. Just let it go. Finding that sacred space within yourself that can hold however you feel. Let it go. Open up our heart and our lungs. What does this shape have to teach us? What does our breath tonight have to teach us? What can we learn from the reason that brought us here tonight? Let go. The next deep breath in, you feel the stomach pressing into the earth. Upper back rises and we exhale. Breathe in. Pause the top and then exhale, sigh out. One last breath in. Let it go whenever you're ready. Now bring that left hand maybe towards the head. Lift the head off of the floor or the pillow. Just disregarding any blanket marks or pillow marks. Press up, bring that right arm through. And then maybe come onto your backs instead of the stomach for a rebound. That arm open, the shoulder, fall back, be heavy on the earth. Sigh. Feel that chi circulating. The wisdom of the body guiding it to where we need it most. We're noticing how the back of the right side feels compared to the back of the left side. Just noticing the right leg and the left leg. And then when you're ready, you can roll over onto your stomach. And now we'll bring the right arm coming forward. The left arm is under. The left arm slides under. The palm flips up so that front of the shoulder comes down. Position a pillow or a blanket under the forehead. Or maybe your arm just stays here and you lift. And extend the arm out. And then feeling into this side of the body, this side, maybe feeling different completely than the other side. Noticing that you're clenching the feet or the glutes. Sometimes you may have discomfort in the body when you react elsewhere. Protecting or resisting. So just let this shape bring some awareness to our tendencies. And then let go. Maybe noticing the kind of pull across the top of the scapula and then around the top of the shoulder to the front of the shoulder. Maybe noticing it somewhere different entirely.
Letting the face relax. Maybe even adjusting the head. It feels as though our neck is getting longer as our fascia releases and unravels. Let's breathe in. And exhale. And again, breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in. Sigh. Now with that right hand, press it down. Maybe bring it close towards that head. Lift the head, press the hand into the earth. Sweep the left arm out from under. Lift the chest. Come onto our backs again. Let those shoulders be heavy. Maybe noticing the chest, space between the ribs. And just let it go. Let's scan from the toes to the crown of the head, really slowly. Wiggling our fingers. Let's hug the knees into the chest, just a breath or two. Maybe find the outside of the feet. Just feel that spine pressing into the earth, the shoulders, back to the shoulders into the earth. Let's release the legs long. We bring the arms out like a T. Roll over to one side. Find those blocks again. If you don't have blocks, no problem. You can set them up right next to each other like a train track. Walk your knees back. You can bring a blanket under your knees if you need to.
And sometimes I have them side by side like train tracks, sometimes I have them in towards each other. It just depends on how my shoulders feel. We're gonna bring our forearms down to the blocks. And then walk those hips back. And then let the chest sink down. The head comes to the floor. And see, I'm gonna turn mine in towards each other tonight. So let that chest sink through. Feel that stretch, the armpits, the back. Our armpits are a spot where the lymphatic system is really high, and so the lymphatic system doesn't move on its own. It moves when we move. And so this is a really great shape here for stimulating that movement. And also for just letting go. Maybe you want to lift up, walk the knees forward, bring the heart kind of through or over the top, and then send the hips back again. Bring those knees back, hips stack over the knees. Sink that heart. Just let go. One more deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. Then gently wiggling the fingers, bringing those knees towards the blocks, lifting the heart, pressing the forearms in. Maybe exhale, sigh. Move those blocks off to the side. Now let's make our way onto our backs again. Find the rebound. Feel the chi. Imagine the wholeness of your being, enrichment of your being, just by practicing Yin Yoga. This ability to surrender and let go, to explore and to be. Breathe in. Exhale, sigh. And now rolling over. And now we're going to come to stand. But we're folding forward. So you can step one foot and then the other. And just hang. Maybe you grab opposite elbows.
Maybe swaying side to side or back and forth because that chi is moving. Let the elbows come on the side of the head, be behind the ears or alongside the ears. So let this gravity and the weight of the head and the arms and the elbows pull on that spine. Feel the feet ground. Release the hands. You can come all the way to stand if you want and lengthen that spine. Or if you want, you can come all the way down to the floor onto your back. And let your body integrate the fold. Let's breathe in. Exhale, sigh. Now, an option to bring the soles of the feet together and come into a reclined butterfly. Or maybe you want to come and sit and bring the soles of the feet together. If you're seated, you can lengthen through the spine, send the heart forward, and then articulate that spine. So each little vertebrae, notice it as you round. Maybe that head lengthens the back of the neck open. If you're lying down, I invite you to bring your arms behind you so the backs of the hands and the arms are above the head and they're resting on the floor. You can lift up. And maybe you come forward again. Noticing less resistance. Maybe noticing the same. Maybe noticing more.
Sometimes our breath is an indicator of how the pose feels in the body. So, with the breath as our ally, just keep the breath moving. Keep the breath flowing in the shape. Bring more breath. At the end of that last breath, if you're seated, bring your hands to the earth, the shoulders over the hips. If you're supine, then bring the hands down beside you, arms beside you, lengthen those legs out, and we'll meet in Shavasana. You'll be finding a pillow or a blanket or whatever you need, covering the body in case you get cool. Let the breath support you in finding rest. Bringing the awareness to the heels of the feet. Scan the feet for any tension or holding and let it go. Scan the backs of the legs, the tops of the legs for any tension. Notice the glutes, the pelvic bowl, the front, the torso, the back, the armpits, the arms, the palms, and the hands. The backs of the shoulders, the fronts of the shoulders, and the tops of the shoulders. Maybe shaking the head no, nodding it yes. And finding length, maybe readjusting the shoulders under the body, lengthening the head, finding rest, relaxing the face. Bring all of your awareness inward. Let it all be here in this space, whatever it is. There's room for everything. As you're ready, you can either remain in Shavasana, or if you'd like to begin to make your way to a seat for a seated meditation, I invite you to do so. Or you can remain in Shavasana in meditation. When you get to your seat, if you'd like to practice Nadi Shodhana or any pranayama, just close our time in your own way. I'll watch the clock. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Peace.